This session will be regarding the SQL Server 2012. Anyone aware about SQL Server? Anyone worked before with SQL Server before? Any version of SQL Server? Two buttons? Anyone else? Okay. So, today we are going to talk about SQL Server 2012 and the new features of SQL Server. Our agenda today basically is based on three main parts. Mission critical, the peace of mind that the money you are spending is in the right place and you are getting the right value out of it. And business intelligence, the breakthrough insights, and you can see a very big interest from Microsoft investing in this part. And agility with the cloud on your terms, even on your premises or going to the cloud, and what Microsoft is offering in this purpose. So, this is a new report from McKinsey, a very big consulting group, that the board of directors are accusing IT of being a cost center or a service supplier rather than being a true partner to provide a business value. So, in each IT department, we have three main goals: transform, grow, run or sustain the current application to be able to maintain it, not to redo the whole work again from scratch. So Microsoft has designed a new SQL Server 2012 to match the three different goals. For agility, innate cloud terms to make the transformation. Intelligence, to grow and to gain insight from your current data to gain more insights to take the right decision to grow. And then run to be able to sustain your current application on a high performance and highly scalable with a mission critical application for your infrastructure. To be able to match the three different goals, we have different features in each goal that will cover a part of this presentation. We have 12 main parts of this presentation we're going to talk about one by one till then. But before I go on this, do you remember from the last session the story of the data lifecycle? I need to have a database, a data warehouse, to be able to have all of my data. I have different sources. I have Excel sheets, flat files, data coming from centers, data coming from my ERP system, data coming from custom application I've implemented before. I have a lot of sources of data, minutes of meetings, whatever, data feeds on the internet. I have a lot of data sources. So I need to grab all of this data to be stored into one place, which is my data warehouse. But how I'll do that? Should I have all the database and reports? No. There is a complete life cycle to be able to do this from here to there. That I want to have an ETL, extract, transform, and load tool, to be able to connect to different sources, to grab this data and transform it in the format of the data warehouse and load it into my data warehouse. This is the first step. I want to connect to my sources to grab this data to put it into my data warehouse. What else? Here comes the very important part, which is the AIM, the Master Quality Services. But I need to qualify and make sure that this data is 100% accurate to do my reports. After doing that, the data is ready for analysis. Yes, I can do now my analysis there. I can have my dashboard. I can have my cubes and dimensions and measures. Then data will be ready to do some reports over it, or dashboards, or scorecards, or whatever. But this is the traditional way. This is the typical life cycle in the market. If you are talking about IBM, they have it. If you are talking about Oracle, they have it. If you are talking about SAP, they have it. Teradata, Microsoft, and so on and so forth. But what is the difference between Microsoft? Why Microsoft is talking about the BI solution and not any other solution? So, for example, if I talk about SAP, if I want to have a data warehouse from SAP, I'll go on buy side base. If I want to have ETL, I will go on buy side business integrator or SAP data integrator. Okay, so a different installation, different tool, different license, a different tool, different installation, different license, and different configuration. If I want to buy a master data services, this will cost you another tool and different installation. If you want to do that analysis, you will go for something called Universe Designer in SAP. And if you want to go to reporting, you have to buy Excel CS or Business Object. So those are different tools, different licenses, different installations. If you you are thinking about IBM, the same thing. DB2, essentially the stage or Power Play, and then the best lessons, I can't remember the name of the tool, and then if you want to go to reporting, you have to buy columns. Different tools and different installations and different processes, all of the other platforms. But when we talk about SQL Server, this is the interesting. SQL Server is in place. These are services of SQL Server. So when we talk about the database, the database engine of SQL Server. If you are talking about the ETL, it's SQL Server Integration Services, and one of the services of SQL Server. If you want to talk about data quality or master data services, it's another service of SQL Server. Analysis services is another service which SQL Server analysis services. Reporting is SQL Server reporting services. All of them. Once you install SQL Server in place, you have all of the services up and running. Guess what? You don't have to integrate them because once you install it, you have them all. Guess what? If you want to upgrade, and this is the main problem, okay, if I'm a client and I have the money and I want to purchase something from my organization and I want the Cadillac, so I hear that, for example, SAP is the best in the market. Okay, why not? I will call SAP to come in place and to prepare everything for me. And I don't feel that I'm wasting my time. They will come and do the integration once they come and install all of these products and integrate them together for me. At the end of the day, I have my dashboard, I have my scorecards, and I'm happy with it. Okay, but tell me about the resources you are going to maintain within this platform. Tell me if you get a new version, for example, from your ETL tool. You have version 2 from the ETL tool. What you are going to do? You are going to regression test all of this data chain because the integration points are not out of the box functionality. Somebody had implemented by his own hands. So somebody had to integrate those points again, and maybe the problem won't happen here. The problem maybe happen there. So this is the big problem out of that. To have a complete, unique platform holding all of your data lifecycle inside it. This is the aim of having SQL Server. And this is why Microsoft have invested more and more to deliver services out of the box in SQL Server Cloud. So, let's go to the first goal, mission critical. What do we need? What do we need more? I think that we have only a couple of people who knows about SQL Server, so they know about the previous versions of SQL Server, and if they have no concerns, maybe they have concerns because they know the fault. But the rest of the people, they don't know SQL Server. So a lot of people are asking about, I need a solution up and running 100%. For example, we'll take one from the nearby countries here, which is Qatar. They have a Channel Al Jazeera. Channel Al Jazeera, they have a website that people go and pay with their money, their subscription for the channel per month, for example. And they want to pay this money, and maybe the system will go down once the guy is entering his information. So he will lose his money. So we need something highly available, 100% highly available, and with no downtime. So here it comes, Microsoft invested in new technology or a new feature inside SQL Server, which is called Always On. Always On will let you split your databases and read from different databases at the same time. So this is another concept which will get a greater uptime and more flexibility in terms of the techniques of having power-related solution. In the past, we had clustering, SQL replication, block shaping, and database pairing. Now we have always on beside it, so that you can mix and match between those different solutions, or you can choose one of them to be able to make a 999 hierarchy. What else? Another new feature inside SQL Server in terms of column store index. In the past, we used to work with a row in the seasonal, but now, at 10 times faster, this is a new functionality inside SQL Server. This is the latest Gartner chart from McKinsey also for this year. And it will be surprising that Microsoft become the lowest system in the market in terms of vulnerability. Why? Microsoft came up since SQL Server 2008 and 2008 with a new technology called transparent data encryption. Why did they name it transparent? It's transparent because you don't have to configure any of your application over SQL Server. It's transparent to SharePoint, it's transparent to your Active Directory, it's transparent to your Exchange, it's transparent to any product done by Microsoft. It's transparent. You don't have to configure it. And if you are talking about, for example, a custom application, I'm a developer on .NET, I'm a developer on PLSQL, and I want to implement my own solution. What I'm going to do? I'm going to write down my algorithms inside the application itself. Right? A security algorithms should be written inside the application. Now the security on the database there itself, not on the application there. And if you have any part of Microsoft, it will be transparent directly to it. After all of that, I want to migrate. I want to update. I want to control my premises or the cloud data. I want to do anything. All of those are free tools. All of those are free of charge. You don't have to pay any money to Microsoft after having the solution or buying license of SQL Server to go back and ask Microsoft, I want to upgrade my system. I want to go to the new version. There is no money, there is no licensing model you have to pay over that. Just buying SQL Server 2008 or 2, getting the new version. If your SQL Server license is not expired, you can go back to 2012. You don't have to pay extra money over that. And also, if you are buying the Premier contract, or the Premier contract, or you are dealing with one of our 70,000 partners all over the world, it's easy for you to maintain your systems. Actually, the resources of Microsoft, I can say to all of my clients, if you open the door and you are requesting one resource from Oracle, you will suffer getting 10 people. If you are requesting one Microsoft resource, you will get a fortune. And you will suffer from interviewing them. So, yes, we are everywhere. We have our own support. We are supporting you everywhere. If you buy the solution with the software assurance, it will be assured to be maintained for example, the life cycle of your contract, which will be, for example, 3 years. Let's go for more interesting part, which is the BI. Okay. Tell you the truth. I've been implementing by my own hands Cognos and SAP and Oracle before. I've been working as a consultant on the 3 different platforms. I can tell you the truth. Since 2008, while we are putting our dashboard designer in front of our clients, and there is another presentation from example from SAP, business objects become very fancy in front of the users. When they see the emotions inside the charts while they are doing down or playing with the reports, it's very fancy. And when they see Microsoft is not that fancy reporting tool or fancy dashboards. So Microsoft thought about a new product that can go beyond having a normal dashboard, normal web application, for example, to have something interesting, something can be familiar and also very fancy in front of the parts. So we introduced a new product which is called PowerView. PowerView is a Silverlight-based application. PowerView has one of the options that is not there in any other solution in the market. That you can have your report, you can drag and drop your dimensions, you can create your filters, you can do everything over the reporting tool. And after that, guess what? You can export this to PowerPoint and it can be still there inside the PowerPoint interactive. You can play with the filters inside the PowerPoint. You can play with the drill down or your dimensions and measures, whatever you want inside the PowerPoint without even connecting to your environment. So I have this PowerPoint on my laptop, and I go here in front of you, showing you my presentation with slices and dices over PowerPoint. You don't have even to install PowerView on your machine. This is Silverlight-based, same emotions, very fancy tool, one of the newest technologies in Microsoft, and guess what also? You don't have to pay for this product because it's out-of-the-box functionality. Once you install SQL Server, you have it. Okay. But in the last session, I talked about a tool called Power Pivot. And I told you this is a mashup in memory BI tool that will load millions of data in one tab of Excel, perform over it, and do your analytics, and then you can upload to your portal. This was only a reporting tool in 2008. But more demand from the customers, more demand from the power users that they need to gain more insight about their data, and they are very happy with Excel, and they are very happy with this tool. So we need to grant them to do more and more analytics over Excel. So what did we do? We added the master data services add-on over Power Pivot to analyze your data and to master it and to make sure that this data is accurate. And the scorecards and the dashboards, the scorecard itself, it will be implemented over Power Pivot, and this can be your analysis layer. And you can implement over it an ad hoc reporting like PowerView, as I said. So this, you can remember the 5 circles? I have my source of data, so now I can connect directly with Power Pivot to the data and have it inside Excel. Okay, I skipped the ETL because I'm connecting directly through Power Pivot. It's have a certified connector to IBM, to Oracle, to whatever. You can connect through Excel to any data source to grab the data from there. And we have now the EIM inside Excel, inside the Power Pivot. And when it comes to analysis, this could be your analysis layer. You don't have to go and develop the analysis layer by your own hands on the machine. You don't want a developer to come in and develop this for you. You can make this as your analysis layer and stop. Don't do any reports over it. And then grab PowerView, for example, as one of your powerful reporting tool and very fancy report, and connect directly to Power Pivot. Or I don't want to do that. I want to continue with Excel. So I can implement my charts. I can implement my scorecards over the same layer. So I have all of the options. All of the options using Excel. You don't have to learn more tools. Actually, it's a 0% training tool. You don't have to Microsoft to come in and give you a training over Power Pivot. You just open a tutorial over the internet, you'll go step by step, and you'll have everything in front of you. 0% training time. Okay. Actually, I covered both of them. And my lovely part. How you'll know your data is accurate. How you'll know that the data you're having is accurate. This is also one of McKinsey's reports. It says that the top performance companies in the world, they have less than 91% accurate data, and they spend 1.2 hours per day to fix this data. The middle 50 performance companies in the world, they have less than 68% accurate data, and they spend more than 2.8 hours to fix this data. The bottom 30% performers in the world, they have less than 50% accurate data, and they spend more than 6 hours to fix this data. So, really, I've been there. I've been talking to a lot of customers here or in Gulf that, okay, don't have SQL Server as if you are not convinced. This is another subject. If you're not convinced with SQL Server to be your database, but they are buying SQL Server just to do that, just to mash up their data, just to make sure that the data is 100% accurate. This is a very, very important part. And to tell you the truth, other vendors are licensing you by record to be able to master your metadata or your actual data by record. The licensing model will be by record. So this is out-of-the-box functionality inside SQL Server. In SQL Server 2012, we have a new project which is called Data Quality Services, an AI, artificial intelligence product that will go over your data and tell you, I have 4 suggestions. A correct record by default, a corrected record after applying some rules you have stated inside this project, a suggestion for correction that, Egypto, there is an O, extra O at the end of the word, it should be Egypt only, and with confidence of 70%, for example. Do you want to do that, or do you want to keep it? And an incorrect record at all that you have to fix it by your own hands. This is out-of-the-box functionality from SQL Server. This is a full service inside SQL Server that you don't have to pay any money for it. And we spoke a lot about the PW in the last session, but this is one of our, and should be included, one of our biggest appliance that from a mission criticality point of view, from an unshared or parallelism, and from how much it can start from 600 terabytes up to 5 petabytes in terms of the data warehousing. Okay. Going to the last goal. Okay. Cloud on your terms. I have my solution here, but I want to go to the cloud. But I'm afraid I have some crucial data that I can't expose it to the cloud. I'm afraid that my data will be exposed. So I want to keep my data warehouse in place on premises, but I want to have my dashboards over the cloud. I want to have my ETL tool here, but I want to have my analysis layer over the cloud. This is what we tell you about SQL Server. This is what's new about SQL Server. Yes, you can have the hybrid mode. You can have the traditional, which you have on-premise. You can have the private cloud, all of your solution over the private cloud. You can have all your solution on the public cloud, or you can have a hybrid mode. I have some of my services on-premises, and I want to expose some of them over the cloud. And both of them are okay if you want to put 3 of your services there, 2 of your services here, 1 of your services here, 4 of your services there. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Another thing, Microsoft providing you a scale on demand. Okay, I want to go to the cloud, and I know that I have a certain event right now. In the next month, it will be finished. For example, I want to go for a certain project, which is transition project, for example, to load some data in the middle and to use it for a certain way because I'm going, for example, to a new platform. So I don't want to make a full portfolio and a full setup for this environment. I can go directly for the cloud and pay for this amount of time and then going back to my initial state. Or I've purchased this amount or this setup on the cloud, and I want to increase my memory, for example, over the cloud for a certain period and then go back to my initial state. So here is the scalability on demand. You can scale whenever you want to scale, and you don't have to pay extra money for that. Prepackaged scenarios. Yes, we have something called a reference architecture. So there is 3 ways to do my solution. Even to do it on my own. I have my own IT department. I have my own team. So I'll sit down with them. I'll give them the requirements. And then they'll sit down and do the design. And then they can execute and do the implementation on their own. But do you guarantee that this implementation is 100% accurate? Do you guarantee a high performance after that? You will face many issues. And maybe after that, you will come back and say Microsoft is a bad product. And it's all regarding the implementation way. So some of the customers will go and they don't want to fall in this. So they will come to Microsoft and they will go to the second option. The second option, which will be a reference architecture. Reference architecture signed by Microsoft. Here is the way to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to reach your goal. So you are going and purchasing this from Microsoft, a reference architecture for you. This is the way to get the best performance out of SQL Server. Or the last but not least, the appliance. You go and purchase from Microsoft directly a full appliance, plug and play. Just you plug it, and then it's working, 100%. You have your Exchange, you have your Active Directory, you have your SharePoint portal, you have your database in-house, you have the complete platform in front of you. So those are the 3 ways. And we don't push on a certain hardware appliance. I mean, for a reference architecture, I can give you a reference architecture and you can choose Dell. You can choose HP. You can choose whatever. But when you go with an appliance, I'm getting you the hardware. So it's scalability on which you want to choose and which you want to go. Okay, I talked a lot about the premises and the cloud and whatever, but how I'm going to manage this data? How I'm going to manage my solution? And more tools will be added? And more tools I have to train my people on it? And more sophisticated tools, or it's only a complete platform? You'll just open your SQL Server Management Studio and you can control your data here and on the cloud. No more trainings, no more tools to learn. It's one tool controlling your data everywhere. You don't have to learn more tools. You don't have to give more trainings for your people to understand and to get certificates on. Just SQL Server and you manage everything. At last, This is the extension that extended everywhere. As I said, this should be before the last session, the big data. Unstructured data, structured data. You can deal with your data in any format, and you can analyze it inside SQL Server, and you can work over it. So no more being or thinking that getting the data from sensors, getting the data from RFID, getting the data from ATM machines is something unbelievable or something that we can do after 5 years from now. No, you can do this right now. Just having SQL Server in place, and you have all of that right now. This is the summary. And these are the 12 goals. I'm open for questions, by the way. I'm finished. Thank you so much for your attendance, and hope that you have more information about SQL Server 2012. And if anyone has a question, I'll be more than happy to answer it. Any questions? Sorry? I don't know. It's not working, but let me see it. Okay, tell me and I'll repeat the question.
PowerView is a dashboard designer, right?
PowerView, what?
PowerView, you told the dashboard designer, right?
Okay, there is a difference between the dashboard designer and the PowerView. PowerView is one of the ad hoc reporting tools. So I have my analysis layer ready, and I want to connect this power users, I mean the department heads, for example, to this data and create their own reports over it to be very fancy to take it anywhere. Okay, so I have two main products when I'm talking about a self-service BI. Something very easy for you to use to drag and drop your dimensions and measures to be able to have your report in front of you. Power Pivot is one of them. PowerView is one of them, sorry. PowerView, you can do your reports, ad hoc reporting, over your analysis layer and take it with you anywhere.
So this is similar to Excel sheet?
Sorry?
Similar to Excel sheet?
Yes. This is similar to Excel sheets. This is similar to one of the tools in Cognos also. That they have some sort of ad hoc reporting tools. Yes.
And the SW format, it's a flash format, it is the output, right?
It's Silverlight. Yes, Silverlight.
So you need Silverlight plugin in the system.
Sorry?
So you need a Silverlight plugin in the system.
Yes. Any questions? Yes. Again, this is a very sophisticated. Topic, to tell you the truth, but we can go in a very big debate. I've been working with Oracle for a lot, and now I'm working with Microsoft. This has a benefit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Oracle is a bad platform. I'm telling you what is good for you. Okay, long time ago, I had the perception in the market that Oracle database, as a database, not a BI, is here and SQL Server is here. Okay, this is the perception in Gulf, for example. For many people in Gulf, Oracle is here, SQL is here. I'm telling you, I do agree. Oracle is here, SQL is here, 2000. Okay, there is a big difference between SQL Server 2000 and 2012. 2012, if you can see, go over the internet, go over Gartner chart, for example, see who is the leader in the market in this area. It's Microsoft. Who is on the top is Microsoft. If you go to the internet, do a small research on the amount of Oracle clients who move from Oracle and go to SQL. It's more than 25% of Oracle people who goes from Oracle to SQL. Go and do a research about the amount of money Oracle is investing in their researches in the market. And Microsoft. Can you guess how much Microsoft invests in their application this year? Anyone? In billions. Anyone have some thoughts? Any ideas? Just guess. How many billions did Microsoft invest in their products this year? How much? 20 billion. Okay. Any other guesses? Just guess. Anyone say a number? Okay. Microsoft have invested $8 billion in their products this year. How much did Oracle invest this year? Any guesses? Any guess? $3 billion. Okay. How much did IBM invest in their products this year? $4 billion. If you add Oracle and IBM together, it will become to $7 billion. Microsoft has invested 8. Some of the people will come up and tell me, yes, they don't have to invest more money because they are acquiring more companies. Oracle's strategy is to acquire more companies and to integrate them inside their portfolio. Yes, and this is why I'm telling you, the problem in Oracle, IBM, and SAP in the markets, that they are not a complete platform. They are not a complete platform. You will fall in different licenses matrices. You will fall in different resources to acquire. You will fall in different maintenance. You will fall in different, even if you go to the future and you want to upgrade one of those services. This is the problem of Oracle. This is the problem of IBM. This is the problem of SAP. SQL Server is the only solution in the market that have a complete life cycle. In the past, it's not only very high. But, for example, if we go to the 5 circles, for your database, for example, it's per core. If you go to the master data services, for example, in Oracle, per record. In Oracle, the master data services, it's per record licenses. So, it's different licenses modules, different license matrices, and it's very expensive. When it goes to SQL Server, in the past, you just buy SQL Server per processor. And now, it's per core. That's it, SQL Server only. And you have the full portfolio in front of you. So this is the same. And going back to the perception, which it exists. This is reality. The perception in Gulf, it exists. They think that Oracle is the highest database, the biggest database, the more scalable database, the more performance database. And when you talk to people, Oracle RAC is the best high availability solution in the market. Okay. And, for example, I will go with you. I will agree, but I don't agree in my own opinion, is SQL is here. But guess what? Your requirements are here. This is reality. Your reality is, if Oracle is here and SQL is here, no requirements in Middle East Africa is more than that. No requirements. Any more questions? More questions? Thank you so much for your attendance. Hope to see all of you soon in different meetings.